Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Claire and this is Smurfygurly talking about fragrances, and today is not such a fun topic because we are talking about fake fragrances. Have you noticed yourself, if you go on the secondhand sites like myself and look for fragrances, because I buy most of my, at least my designery type fragrances, I will buy secondhand. I'll be patient, wait for a good deal and buy secondhand. And over the last 10 years or so, I'd say that's been really successful. I also buy on Facebook groups where there's a small trusted community and you can check people's history on the group and you can get a legitimate check if you need to. So these are people that, there's many people I've met in real life, we've had meetups and things like that. So that's a route that I would also use. But I have noticed that on eBay there has been a lot of fakes that when I'm searching through, I'm seeing a lot of fakes, and I have actually managed to buy some fakes. In the last 6 months to a year, I've bought a few fakes, and so far I've been refunded, but I'm just waiting on sorting out my latest one. But as I'm sort of going through, I am seeing so many, and they're fragrances I'm not expecting to be faked. I have been really duped by this latest incident, which I'm going to go into in a minute. First of all, the problem with fakes, I mean, obviously you're paying for something that you believe to be a genuine product and it's a fake. So it's a scam, you are being done over and you're going to receive at best a poor quality fragrance, but potentially at worst you've got a fragrance that's made up of chemicals that potentially could be dangerous for you to inhale or to put on your skin, because they are completely unregulated. They can put anything in these fake fragrances because they're counterfeit products. I'm not talking about dupes, I'm talking about actual fakes. So the thing with a fake fragrance, even if you think it smells okay on a piece of paper, you still just do not know what's in that product, and you shouldn't really even spray it, even sniff it, and certainly definitely not put it on your skin. So it is basically rubbish. It's complete and utter rubbish that needs to be disposed of. So I just wanted to come on here to find out if anyone else has noticed that it does feel like these fakes are really flooding the markets, the secondhand markets now, so much more than than I ever noticed before. Let me know if you have noticed it and if you have any idea what might be causing it. And the other thing is fragrances that are getting faked. I used to be quite confident that rarer, more niche fragrances wouldn't be faked. So I would expect to see Tom Ford and Creed and Dior to be faked. They're kind of obvious, but there are fragrances that are a lot more niche, a lot more unusual, that are getting faked. I just saw a post on Facebook from a lady who received a Wilhelm Perfumery fake fragrance, and she's had it confirmed by the brand because the fake itself is really good, really spot on, just a few minor things that give it away, but even had a batch code. And I would never have thought that Wilhelm Perfumery would be faked. And let me show you now what I just bought as fakes. I feel a bit stupid, so give me props for being honest with you and sharing this as a warning, because I do feel stupid. I should have really known that these would be fakes. So there was this box on eBay. It had a starting bid of like £50, £53, and there's nothing on the back here. And then inside are 3 Yves Saint Laurent Vestiere perfumes. So I think they're like older, based on older bottles. But it didn't occur to me that anyone would fake these fragrances because they are a bit more on the niche side. They're not really trending that much. And then as soon as I looked at the first one, I pulled the lid off and I thought, oh, that lid is really light, really plasticky and not magnetic, and I was certain these are supposed to be magnetic, and I've had that confirmed, it should be magnetic. So massive giveaway. The top here should be really shiny from all the pictures that I've seen of different bottles online. That would be super shiny, but it's matte. Inside the lid, no YSL logo, that should be there. The actual bottle just feels badly made. Round this neck here is gaps, so the neck doesn't fit on perfectly. So it was pretty obvious to me straight away it was a fake, but I did go on one of the good Facebook groups where there are real experts just to confirm, in case these were older bottles. I don't know, I just wanted to confirm it. So also I had some backup to go back to eBay to the seller with. And yeah, thank you to Dan on the group who showed me some pictures, and they pointed out exactly why these are definitely fake. And yeah, the bottle at the bottom of the bottle has a tiny little round sticker on it that says EDT 75ml. These are not supposed to be EDT, they're supposed to be EDP, and the bottom has a different sticker on it, and I think the bottom has a batch code as well, and there's no batch code on these. I did spray them in the air. They smell like perfumes, but they don't have that rich intensity that I expect from Yves Saint Laurent. I have smelt Supreme Bouquet in shops before, but not well enough to remember. But this is really light, airy. They're all very light and weak smelling. So yeah, they smell like fragrances, but they are not what they're supposed to be. So that is an example of things being faked on eBay that you just might not expect. And I've shown this one before. This is a fake. This is a stupid one as well, because the bottle looks like the Pure Parfum, or the label looks like the Pure Parfum of Allure. However, it's a 100ml bottle with a sprayer, which you just don't get Allure Pure Parfum in that format. So it's a non-existent thing. So it's kind of obvious to tell that that one's a fake, not to mention loads of other things like a lack of anything on the bottom and no batch code, no, yeah. I mean, that one's really quite obvious. And I bought something earlier this year. I did a what I thought was going to be a blind buy of Dior Rose Essence, because I hardly ever see it. I think it was a limited, or I think it's limited to, or it was like, I don't know if it's Harrods only, but it's very limited. You just really hardly ever see Rose Essence. And I saw one on eBay. It looked real from the pictures. I will show you some pictures now of the details that helped me see that it wasn't a real fragrance. I actually found a video, so it was pure luck really, because I might have even fell for it, you know, because it looked really good. And I wasn't expecting it to be faked, because it's such a limited, not limited, but it's not like Miss Dior. It's not one of the big, like, well-known fragrances. Rose Essence was, you know, it's so hard to come by that I just didn't think that it would be faked. And I might have fallen for it and actually kept it thinking it was the real thing, because I had nothing to compare it to. I haven't been able to smell it in real life, so I wouldn't know if the smell was wrong. But as I was looking for reviews, so I did the purchase, because I thought if I don't like it, I'll resell it, because it was such a good price. And there's a clue there. Whenever something is a really good price, then yeah, most of the time it's probably something dodgy about it. But you know, sometimes I do get absolute bargains on real genuine perfumes on eBay, so you know, it's not a definite thing. But yeah, I got it for such a good price. I thought, okay, I will, if I don't particularly love it, I will resell it, and I can maybe make a few pennies on it as well. But when I was then getting excited for it to arrive, I thought, I'm going to read some reviews, I'm going to look at some reviews on YouTube. And I quickly came across a video of a chap who was comparing a fake Dior Rose Essence to a real one, and I was thinking, what, they're faking this? And then when I watched the video, I could tell then, going back to the photos on eBay, that my bottle was definitely a fake, because the rose and the essence are too close together on the outside packaging, and then when I got it and opened it up, everything matched what was on this video. In actual fact, it had the same batch code as the fake in the video, and the batch code was on a little sticker on the bottom of the bottle, which is not how they do it. So that was also a giveaway. Lots and lots of giveaways on this, you know, when looking at this video, it's like, yeah, I've been done. But I got a refund straight away. The seller immediately refunded me, and I thought, well, maybe they didn't know that they were selling a fake. I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then sort of a week or two later, I thought I'll have a look and see what's going on with this seller, see what else they're selling. And lo and behold, they're selling the same, again, the exact same thing. Not the one I sent back, because I undid the packaging, but they are selling another, in its box, in its cellophane, Dior Rose Essence. So definitely they know they're selling fakes. So I've made all the points in a message to them of why this is a fake, so they knew it was definitely a fake, and then they're selling another one, so they're knowingly selling fakes. So of course I posted negative feedback. And then I'm just going to show you some other examples on eBay that I just found today of people selling fakes and what they're selling. There's this, it's very similar kind of philosophy to this, is these 3 Tom Ford fragrances. Pretty sure they're fake. The seller has lots of negative feedback regarding selling fakes. I don't understand how this is going on. I tried to report the seller that sold me the Dior Rose Essence, I clicked report to eBay that they were selling a fake on this new listing that they did, and eBay are taking no action. And I just think there is nothing that we can do as consumers to stop this happening. I don't know what the answer is. If eBay is not going to try and stop it, you can report it, but it's probably not going to do anything. So the only thing you can do is look out for yourself and everyone that you know. If anyone sort of in your life is buying fragrances, then they need to know that the prevalence of fakes on eBay is very, very high. So I think just knowing that is helpful, but I have got some tips to sort of avoid buying fakes, because I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm going to share that with you. Obviously you can try and buy only from trusted sellers, so that means, so for me, the Facebook groups is still not 100% foolproof. You know, some things can still go wrong, but generally speaking, you know, trusted sellers in small communities is usually okay if you can verify that person and see that they've done previous deals and people are happy. But of course some people do slip, you know, some people might slip a fake in amongst genuine sales, so they might be selling genuine bottles and then just throw a fake in here and there, so they get a good feedback for the most part. And that's, you know, you can't really avoid that. Of course you can just pay full retail and you completely eliminate this problem, but the whole point of this is we're talking about buying fragrances either secondhand or on the grey market. There are websites that you can buy fragrances from that are trusted, so the likes of Notino, Essential, Look Fantastic. There's lots of websites that you can go to buy fragrances, and for the most part they have a really good reputation. If you do find a website though, don't just assume because it's a website that it's legit. You have to do, if you've never heard of this website before, or you haven't used this website before, you should definitely go and check on Trustpilot for the reviews. There's quite a lot of online little sort of shops, pharmacy shops, where The price is really good. It's the best price on the internet, but then when you go and look on the Trustpilot reviews, people are saying that it's some sort of scam, whether they receive fakes or whether they simply don't receive the product or they don't get their money back for issues. So definitely always check who you are buying from. If you are buying on eBay, which is still my sort of go-to, I'm not going to write it off, but if you are, then you need to be really vigilant. You need to be really vigilant. Read the reviews, all the reviews, because sometimes you can't post a negative review for various reasons, and some people will post a positive review but the actual words are negative, or some people are maybe too quick to pick and they've chosen positive but they meant negative or neutral. So read all of the reviews and see what the theme is. If there are any issues, what are those issues? Obviously, if there's mention of fake products, then for me that's a no straight away. That's a red flag. If they have sold fake stuff before, then they can sell fake stuff again. But also check out what else they're selling, because that will give you an idea of what kind of seller they are. You could get an idea of, is this someone who's just clearing out grandma's house who's passed away? Is this a house clearance company? Is this someone who's selling a lot of brand new in packaging perfumes? For me, that raises a bit of an alarm, because how are they getting them? But it depends on the type of fragrance as well. So just look at what they're selling and see if you can gauge what kind of seller they are. I like to buy things from people that it looks like they've just cleared out their cupboards and they're just having a bit of a clear out. So they're selling like a pair of jeans, a pair of boots, 2 perfumes, and their other half's belt or whatever, you know. I like things like that because they feel like they're just genuinely having a clear out, and that feels more safe to me than someone who's selling all brand new in packaging high-end perfumes. You've got to wonder where they, you know, what are they even real, or are they stolen, or whatever. Of course there are legitimate sellers on eBay that just sell masses of perfumes, because some of the big shops, the big retailers, have a presence on eBay as well. But do your research, do your due diligence. Usually if you do get sent a fake, so far eBay have found in my favour, but there's always that chance that for some reason it doesn't happen. So it's just not a hassle that anyone really wants. eBay sellers that have minimal photos is a bit of a tell for me as well. So this one here, when I purchased it, it was all very last minute. I wasn't really paying attention. It was just like a last minute thing because the bids, you know, it was running down, and actually their photo of that was one shit photo. You couldn't really see very much. But when they were selling the other things, when they were selling other Chanel products, they were zooming in on the batch code, they were zooming in on all the important details. So that tells me they knew that that was a fake, because they just did this one really shit, crappy photo they couldn't really tell much from. And they obviously knew how to spot a fake because they were zooming in on all the details on the legitimate products that they were selling. So yeah, if minimal photos is always a bit of a warning sign for me. And you can of course ask sellers lots of questions and for more photos. That may well scare off some of the scammers out there. So if they don't respond to you, I would say that that is potentially a warning sign, and I would hesitate to bid on or purchase anything from them. Look for the way things are wrapped in the actual cellophane. That was another giveaway on the Rose Essence from Dior. The cellophane was too thick. It wasn't the way Dior's wrapping of fragrances is obviously perfect. It's clearly, you know, done to high specifications in a factory, and you could kind of see on this fake the cellophane was, the way it was overlapping was a bit sloppy. The cellophane was too thick, and it also was missing the little Dior sticker at the top where the cellophane is sort of meets, I think. So do look there. I saw an example of something where the cellophane just looked a bit too sloppy, and that looked like a fake to me. So watch out for the cellophane and the way things are wrapped. If it looks like crinkled up, as if maybe it's not quite fitting properly and it's got a bit screwed up, that's another sign. Because if you think about it, proper fragrances are wrapped really snugly, tightly, and that's not really going to happen. There is lots of information online, on YouTube, all over the show. Plus there are forums, Reddit, all sorts where you can go and look for fake versus real on probably most fragrances. And if you can't find anything, then you can ask in forums, on Facebook groups, etc. for people's examples. Who's got a real bottle of blah blah blah? Do you mind showing me this? And that will help you when you're zooming in on your eBay pictures, trying to figure out if this thing is real or not. And yeah, it's a case of playing spot the difference. So go and look at, if you can get it side by side, look at the eBay one, look at the real one, and then you'll start to see if there are differences that will let you know it's probably a fake. I think that's all really. I know it's like hashtag first world problems trying to buy a luxury fragrance secondhand and end up with a fake. It's not the worst thing that can happen in the world, especially at the moment. Hell is going on everywhere, I know that, but I just thought, you know, we still all have to get on with our lives. We still like to indulge in our hobbies, and I thought I would share my own mistakes so that hopefully you don't make them. What really pisses me off is people will buy these fakes in good faith as gifts for people. I imagine, you know, a grandparent or an aunt thinks, oh, I'm going to buy so-and-so her favourite, you know, Chloe fragrance. And, you know, when Arabella receives her Chloe fragrance and discovers it's a fake, it's such a horrible situation. She's faced with, do I tell them they've bought a fake, or do I just be, you know, nice and gratefully accept it? And the scammer's won. And, or worse, she doesn't know it's a fake. She starts spraying it on her skin, gives herself a horrible rash, goodness knows what else, kills the cat with it. I say that because she's just over here asking for food. Hello, darling. It is actually feeding time, so I better go keep my pussycat happy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I would really appreciate if you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will hopefully then see you in another video. Bye!